Hi guys, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So last time, like I had suggested about the Nifty Pharma sector, who like will perform well, and few other stocks also I had suggested, which really did well. So I thought of coming up with more few stocks which are like looking good to me and which can perform really well in medium to long term. So this is basically the stocks which I'll be suggesting today are from the point of medium to long term. So it will take time to perform. So if you get convinced and you do your research and if you like them you can go ahead and add some quantities and invest in them. So coming to the first stock, it's AAA Technologies, which is engaged in the business of information security auditing and consulting. So this is basically a weekly time frame chart, and if you see, the stock has formed a symmetrical triangle and it is consolidating inside the triangle only. And if it gives a move above 61 levels, we and sustains the 61 levels, we can see 70, 75 and 85 levels in next coming 3 months or maybe 6 months. So with a good support around 40 levels, 40 to 50 levels. So you can study this one stock which is like looking very good to me. Okay, and you can keep in your watch list. Coming to the next stock, which is Harsha Engineers. Okay, so if you see this stock again it has formed like a ascending triangle pattern, and it is basically into manufacturing of precision bearing cages. So if you see, the stock is facing like the hurdle around 470 levels. So if it crosses and sustains above this 470 levels, we can see a high. If you see, the high is around 530 levels, which was basically during the IPO price. Like the day when the IPO listed, it made a high of around 530 levels. So we can expect, if it is sustaining 470 levels above, then we can see 530 coming in, which will come maybe in short term to medium term. And the good support is around 430 levels. If it goes below 430, then it can fall down. So if it's sustaining 430, 470 levels, it is good to go. So this is the second stock. The third stock is Antony Waste HTG Cell Private Limited, which is headquartered in Maharashtra and is a provider of solid waste collection services. Okay, so if you see the chart over here, again, like the stock is consolidating, and now if it crosses this 33, 40 levels and sustains above that, we can see 370, 420, 460 and 500 levels, which can be seen in like medium to long term. So this is also one of the stock which you can study for yourself and keep in the watch list. The next stock which is looking very good is the Landmark Cars. It's engaged in premium automotive retail business in India with dealerships for Mercedes, Benz, Honda, Jeep, and Renault. So if you again see, the stock was not having any activity since a very long time, and suddenly on 26th 23rd of June, it has seen a very good volume. So if it sustains like above the 720 and 730 levels and it crosses above that, we can see a good move in this stock, which can be around 800 levels. 750, 800 levels can be seen. You can the good support is around 660 levels. So if it goes below 660, then it can fall, but if it goes above 720, 730, we can expect a good move. So if you do your research also at your end, and if you get convinced, you can look for this stock. The next stock is Dinora India. It is basically into designs, manufactures, supplies, electrodes, coatings, and electrochemical solutions, and it serves various markets such as agriculture, livestock, chlorine, and caustic industry. So the stock was actually in continuous uptrend from 595 at almost 21,820. And if you see, it's been consolidating since like 2 months, and now it has tried to give a breakout above its previous high levels. So if it sustains above 1745 or 1750, we can expect a good move, or you can even add it on dips around when it like little bit falls down. You can add around 1630 level if it comes, and with a good support around 1500 levels. So when it you can even add on dips, okay, and it can give a good move ahead in the long term. Okay, so you can keep and study this stock. Now coming to the next stock is Dunseri Ventures. Okay, so if you see, even this stock, like in the past, it was performing in 2021, it went till 86 to 323 levels, and then it was continuously falling, falling, falling. And then in July 22, it again started going upwards, but it is in the consolidation mode. And if you see, now it is like facing a hurdle over here. So if it breaks this hurdle, which is above 260 levels, and sustains above that level, then we can see 285, 320 and 350 levels coming in this stock with a good support around 220 levels. So if it goes below 220, then it will come down, but if it is holding this 220 levels and 260, the stock is good to go. Again, it will take time, so you have to be ready for that. It is like all the stocks are basically for medium to long term and not for short term. Coming to next is Synergy Green India Limited. It's engaged in the business of foundry and manufactures industrial castings, turbine casting, metal casting. So if you see, this stock is basically in the descending channel, and it is trying to give a breakout. So if it gives a breakout above 200 levels, and it sustains above that level, we can see 240, 250, 300 levels coming in the stock. Okay, and with a good support around, you can say around 160 levels, 160, 130. So if it goes below that, then the stock is will go in the downward direction, but otherwise it can give a good upside. So this is also one stock which you can keep and study for yourself. Now coming to one more next stock, which is Softech Engineers. It's a software product company which focuses on the architecture, engineering, construction. So again, if you see, there was no past activity as such happening. Okay, and from like April until June now, there's some activity being seen in the stock. So if it goes above like 160 levels, and if it sustains this 160 levels, you can see 190, 200 coming in the stock with good support around 130. So like your risk is a little bit minimum and your rewards can be bigger. So this is one stock which you can like keep a eye and focus on. Coming to next, very good stock is Confidence Petro India Limited. It's a manufacturer of liquefied petroleum gas cylinders for domestic as well as commercial use. It's basically a symmetrical triangle. It is consolidating in the triangle only. So if it gives a breakout above the 75 levels, and if it sustains, then we can see 90 and 100 levels coming soon in the stock. So with a good support around 60 levels, so you can keep this stock like in your watch list, and you can study at your own data also. Coming to the next stock is Natco Pharma. It's basically into a research development focused pharmaceutical company. Is into developing, manufacturing finished dosage formulations and APIs. So if you see, it was continuously in like the falling trend, downtrend, and now it has started moving up. So, and if we see, we can see some sort of activity happening in the last few months. So if the stock goes like above and sustains above 660 levels, you can see around like 700, then you can expect 750, 780 coming in the stock. Again, it's like a short to medium term stock. It can't give like returns quick, so you'll have to keep patience. So this is another stock which is looking very good. And the last stock for today is like the Saints Tech Limited, which is engaged in architectural and engineering activities. So again, there was no sort of activity happening in this stock, but suddenly on 1st June, there was some good activity being seen. So if the stock crosses and sustain above this 224 or 230 levels, we can see like a good upside in the stock. So you can keep a watch, and the good support is around 150 levels. So either you can add on the dips, or you can once it gives a breakout from the ascending channel, you can try to look for it. So this were the few stocks which were looking very good at my end for medium to long term purpose. You can always like do your own research before investing, and if you get convinced like yeah, it is looking good, then you can go ahead and invest on your own also before and if you have any queries, you can drop in like in the comment section. We'll be happy to answer. Thank you.